Hello, 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 my very friendliest of friendly friends. It's been a while, like several hours. But, so today's video of not quite usualness is going to be a Redux video of a video I had that I made in the past. And I determined that it would be reasonably wise to remake that video because the original frankly kind of sucked. Without further ado, here we go. So, on July 17th of 2014, yes, I'm aware, it's like 3 years ago. It's like when they announced their server rewrite. Ha ha ha, guess what? Lol lol lol, server rewrite's still not done as of today, February 11th. Nope, no can do. Anyhow, hey look, I even have a little Wheel of Destiny in my house to keep me company. On that fated day, many, many eternities ago, though it wasn't really that many eternities ago, I obtained the ultimate item of donated awesomeness. Now, what is the ultimate item of donated awesomeness, one might ask? Here's the answer. The ultimate item donated awesomeness was a 0.1% drop rate from the Wheel of Doom and Destiny. If you don't recall the Wheel of Doom and Destiny from back old in 2014, it was these wheels that required that you either get a spin ticket, or as non-members you get 1 monthly free spin, and as members you got 1 daily free spin. And if you were a member, you could also take advantage of a non-member monthly, so you essentially got 31 per month. I'm assuming a month has 30 days in it. So, I really wanted this ultimate item donated awesomeness, you see, because when you get this, you get to choose any rare in the game. Anything. Whatever the frickin' thing you want. And they'll give it to you. However, you know how much those spin tickets costed if you weren't using one of those free daily spins or the free monthly spins? 200 ACs, just like treasure chests. I never bought any. I'm just going to say this right now. I never paid ACs for any of them. I only used free daily spins and free monthly spins. This is a fact. Now, when I got this, I basically couldn't believe my eyes. It just went because I knew I was never going to get it. That's part of the reason why I never bought any spin tickets. Because I'm unlucky. You guys know I'm unlucky. And if you guys ever heard me talk in other videos, let me tell you, this is where my luck went. I got the one thing that was incredible. And for my rare item, I chose, as many of you probably know, the Oblivion Blade of Nulgath, the rare one. The pet one. The one that looks much more brilliant than the Sword of Nulgath. If I walk over here, you can see the difference. Oblivion is much eviler and smilier and flashes lightning and has little orb pixel things floating around, whereas the Sword of Nulgath doesn't really. The Sword of Nulgath can also be accessed from the inventory and from non-owners, whereas Oblivion cannot. Sorry guys. And every single one of these is rare. And since I'm here anyway, I might as well go through all the quests, since I think I've done them all before, except for one, because one of them sucks. So here. One of the first things, the Oblivion Wrath Blade of Nulgath. It's the same thing as the Oblivion Blade of Nulgath, if you weren't aware. The only difference is that it's a battle pet, unlike the Oblivion Blade of Nulgath. Nulgath Rare. This is the exact same quest as the Nulgath Larvae, as some of you might be familiar with, or many of you, really. It gives you guaranteed unidentified 10, and you have a chance of getting all this other random junk and stuff and things. Same quest. Nothing different. Then we have the Phoenix Blade of Nulgath, which I will have to pull out of my bank. Anyhow, the Phoenix Blade of Nulgath. You know what? I'll even pull the dual ones out of my bank too, because I'm Veyr, and why not? Oblivion, thank you. Let's deselect my face. So let's see. We have the Oblivion, the Phoenix Blade of Nulgath. You know what? How about you wait here a sec while I pull everything out? All right, your second of waiting is over. I've pulled everything out for your viewing pleasure. Thanks, Veyr. You're so overly kind to these viewers, aren't you? Sure. Again, we're on the Phoenix Blade of Nulgath. which unfortunately I don't have enhanced. Because I recently bought it back after getting the dual Phoenix Blade of Nulgath. So these are this is the Phoenix Blade of Nulgath, or the dual one more specifically, but it's the same thing as the original one. The dual one you get from the Nostalgia Town, where you can dual wield the Phoenix Blade of Nulgath. So it's color custom to accessory, not the red part, just the glowy purple hue. And that's what you get there. Then we also have the weapon Parasite, which gives you, if I can find it, the Sinister Leech Blade of Nulgath. A rather beautiful blade, if I may say so myself. Rather elegant, pointy, and very green and glowy. The sword also is color custom to accessory with these orbs. And here, this is the stuff you need to get it. Now, see, it doesn't really matter what you see for the stuff you need to get it, because you guys can't get this anymore unless you have Oblivion. But at that point, if you have Oblivion, I'm sure you know how to get the stuff from Oblivion. And next up, we have the Doomworm Creepers, which get you turn into Doomworm Creepers and some Tainted Gems, and you get Dreadhead's own Nulgath. Unfortunately, you can't see them too well. Their eye color, because they're blocked by my name whenever I'm standing still. Hopefully you can see while I'm running around. There. They have the same eye color as your eye color. And beyond that, we have the Dark Deal. This is what is amazing. This quest is similar to the one that you get from Crag and Bamboozle. Oh, am I going to pull a Crag and Bamboozle too? Blah, 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 blah. In that, Crag and Bamboozle requires you to kill the Tainted Elemental to get a Tainted Core. This one has you kill the Tainted Elemental to get a Tainted Soul. You can do this at the same time as the Crag and Bamboozle's quest. And the thing is that each of them has roughly an equal drop rate to the other, so you will actually get both. Which means essentially your Crag and Bamboozle gets doubled. And that's very powerful since Crag and Bamboozle is also already kind of very strong in the first place. Next up, the voucher item, the Champion Blade of Nulgath. One of my absolute favorites right here. Fully color custom to trim, base, and accessory. Of course, it's all purple because I'm in all purple. But it's in different shades of purple because I'm using different shades of purple in my current set stuff. It's pretty tough to get, costing an unidentified 13 a voucher and a non-mem voucher. Note that I actually you also need Warlord rank 10, which is kind of a pain because Warrior sucks. Note that I did this before the Nulgath items were tagged as AC. So I actually did this quest twice in order to get both the Champion Blade of Nulgath and a dual Champion Blade, which you can get from Nulgath's weapon empowering thing or whatever. So I actually did this quest twice, which sucked. Because you guys all know how unlucky I am with non-mem vouchers, I'm sure. Next up, the saddest, stupidest quest ever. Oh, it takes a member voucher? Really? I thought it took a non-mem voucher. Huh, it's not so bad then. It's kind of really crummy regardless. It requires you kill the Undead Legend. Okay, 20k HP, no problem. But it requires you turn in a voucher for a diamond. Now, in today's world, we call this uber crummy, and we'd never do it for our lives. Because we have stuff like the Astral Orb and Ceremonial Void Knight Sword. But back in the olden days, diamonds were incredibly, incredibly valuable. Supremely valuable. They only stacked up to 13 back then. And this was before the Astral Orb existed, before the Ceremonial Void Knight Sword existed, and probably around the same time where Nulgath Larvae, aka Mini Miltonius, was called Mini Miltonius. And drop rate of diamonds obviously much lower. Back in those days, the olden days, diamonds in Nulgath were incredibly, incredibly valuable. More so than a voucher. These days, you're like, pfft, no one in their right mind would do this though. But back then, sure. The Archfiend Cloak of Nulgath. It's this rather pretty thing, fully color custom, similar to the swords of the little swords I got run around with me. Base trim and accessory to different parts of it. Of course, it's somewhat difficult to tell, seeing as it's kind of, you know, I'm kind of all purple right now, so it's obviously not the best set that I have going around for this. And that's that. Note that these things were actually very difficult to do back in the day. 7 DCSs and 3 diamonds, ugh, that's a big hit. And finally, the marks. Bring to you the Unholy Reaper of Nulgath. Not the Ungodly Reavers, the Unholy Reaper. Sorry, I do not have the Ungodly Reaver for comparison. The difference between these two fine weapons, the Unholy Reaper and the Ungodly Reaver, is that the Ungodly Reaver has another row of these teeth, and also on the back of each of these sides has 2 whiplashes of this curl. It's difficult to see, I'm sorry, because I'm all purple. However, also it is not animated where the Unholy Reavers are. So, frankly, it doesn't look quite as good as the Unholy Reaver, but it is much easier to obtain. You do not have to do the Juggernaut items in Nulgath. You just have to do this quest, the marks. Requiring 1 INFA 13. 13 diamonds, 1 secret 1, 1 secret 2, and the Death Scythe of Nulgath, which can be in turn obtained from, I believe, I'd like to say Drudgeon has it, or does Drudgeon have the first step? Okay, Drudgeon has the first step, which is the unidentified item of Nulgath, Dagger. And then you merge that into the Death Scythe of Nulgath, which I do not recall where it is from. Let me search it up. I'll figure that out real quick now. Ah, here it is. Comes from an empowering item of quest from, oh, the Sword of Nulgath. How convenient! I kind of have this guy in my inventory. So first you get the, and then here is where you get the Death Scythe of Nulgath from the empowering items quest. Right here. Costing a couple of regions here and there. And you get the Death Scythe of Nulgath, which then can be turned into this epic Unholy Reapers of Nulgath. And that is my unidentified item of Donatum Awesomeness Showcase. This is why I have no luck, because I have this. Thanks for watching, everybody. And do remember that my previous video is kind of crummy. I'll put a link below. It's in 480p. It sucks, frankly. But yeah. Thanks for watching, my friendly friends, and do have a wonderful day. And my, these weapons are nice. I should get to know these better, aka use them sometime. See you another day.